One of the things that I pride myself of is giving you guys good, honest reviews. And I'd like to bring to your attention great products that have just come out on the market that I feel are worthwhile investments because they packed so much usefulness into their design. And today's product is exactly one such product. It is brought to us by NUX, and it is the NUX NMT-1, which stands for multi-tester. And I know that many of you probably haven't considered investing in a multi-tester like this, but honestly, there's so many great features and functions packed into this little device at a great price that I find it hard to resist. So let's take a closer look, shall we, and see whether or not this multi-tester would be right for you. On first looks, this could be easily mistaken for a tuner pedal. It is approximately the same size as a pedal that you would have on your board. It has a large screen, which I'll show you lit up in a moment. It has ins and outs on the top and on the side, and it does have the ability to actually tune a guitar. But it's not just a tuner, it's actually a multi-tester with a lot of goodies chalked into it. So this device is able to do quite a few things. As I mentioned, yes, it can act as a tuner. So if you plug it in to your guitar, you will be able to tune up your guitar with a nice, easy to read display, which is always good to have and something that you don't usually find in a multi-tester. So I went ahead and plugged in my guitar lead into the tuner in. You have to go into tuner mode, and the way you do that is just press the button on the front once and you're in tuner mode. So we can go ahead and tune up the guitar. You can see a nice clear big display with clear indications so that you can tune your guitar and get the best tone possible. You can see just how quick and responsive it is too. But beyond being a very useful tuner, this little device can also measure the current and be able to tell you exactly how much current draw your pedals need. So that if you're working on a pedal board with a power supply that is furnishing power to more than just one or two pedals, you can make sure that it's able to furnish the exact amount of current that that pedal needs. And what's beautiful about that is it's so easy to do. All you need to do is plug the power supply that normally goes to your pedal into the input right here, and then the output back to your pedal, like so. Just plug it right in there, and you will immediately see a reading. And the reading here indicates 12 volts, 3 milliamps. So that we know that this pedal is drawing 12 volts. Let's try another pedal just to see. So let's say we do the same thing to this drive pedal and see what the draw is there. We would do the same thing, take the power supply, plug it in there, and then plug it right into the actual pedal. And we can see that this pedal is only drawing 9.1 volts and 2 milliamps. So this is a great way to identify the power hungry pedals on your board and make sure that your power supply can actually furnish the required voltage. The second really useful feature that you get from this device is that it acts as a patch cable tester. So you don't have to guesstimate whether or not that cable that you're using is working properly. All you need to do is plug it into the ins and outs, and you will quickly be able to get a readout on the screen that will tell you whether or not that cable or lead is good, so that you don't have weird noise issues or crackling or other situations that you can't really pinpoint. This is a guitar lead that I made many years ago before I was actually handy at soldering, so it would be a good idea for me to check it. I've been using it, but it's always good to verify my handiwork. So I plug one side in and then the opposite side on the other side of the unit, and there you go. You have a clean bill of health everything checks out the way it should. So now I know that this cable is working properly. And finally, you can also use this little device as a DC cable tester, so you can make sure that all of your cables coming from your power supply to your pedals actually work properly and there's no issues with them whatsoever. So you can have the cleanest signal, trouble-free every time, and rest easy knowing that all of your setup is working the way it should. All you need to do is plug them in onto the side here. You have an input and an output on either side that's clearly labeled DC cable. So all you need to do is plug them in. And I don't think it really matters what order you use, but as soon as you plug one side in, it tells you that it's connected. And then you plug in the other side on the opposite end, and there you go. And if you get 2 check marks and it says DC cable, you know that your cable is good and there's no issues there. So what I like about this pedal is that it's very small and discreet. You can use it for multiple things at the same time. It's well built, it's easy to use, and it's clear. You don't have to get bogged down with complicated instructions. Also, the fact that it comes with a rechargeable battery, you don't have to worry about batteries dying out. You just charge it and you have hours and hours of useful diagnostics at your fingertips here. And if you have cables, you definitely need something that will allow you to check them and make sure everything is working optimally. So I highly recommend the NUX Multi-Tester. It's a great tool to have in your toolbox. Every guitarist, every bassist should have one of these. Heck, even if you don't play guitar or bass, but you have an instrument that you play that requires leads and cables and a tuner, this would be a good place to start. Thank you for supporting the channel. We appreciate your comments and your subscriptions. Please spread the word. It helps us tremendously. And stay tuned. There'll be more on the way.